Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a coin that may just surprise you with its value, especially if you happen to have one sitting in your collection. We're talking about the United States 2019 quarter dollar, specifically the Lowell design. This coin, while part of a regular minting series, has caught the attention of collectors due to its rarity, its unique features, and the potential it has to earn you a lot of money. Yes, you heard that right, this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth far more than its face value. Stick with us until the end, and we'll reveal exactly how much it could be worth. Now, let's start with the basics. The 2019 quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful series, which honors national parks and sites across the United States. The Lowell design is dedicated to the Lowell National Historical Park, located in Lowell, Massachusetts. The park celebrates the history of the American Industrial Revolution, specifically highlighting the contributions of the mill workers, particularly the women who were a vital part of the industrial workforce in the 19th century. But what makes this coin truly interesting isn't just its design or its connection to history. It's the fact that there are certain versions of the 2019 Lowell quarter that are extremely rare and can command a hefty price in the market. So, if you have one of these quarters, you might want to take a closer look. Let's break it down. The standard 2019 Lowell quarters were minted in large numbers, and they were distributed across the United States as part of regular circulation. You've probably encountered one or two of these in your pocket change. But here's the thing, finding a 2019 Lowell quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition is already rare. Most quarters are subjected to wear and tear from being used in everyday transactions, and as time goes on, they lose some of their original luster and detail. So, a quarter that remains in pristine, mint condition can already be considered a valuable find. However, the real magic happens when you look at some of the unique characteristics of the coin, especially errors and variations that occurred during the minting process. Collectors go wild for these kinds of coins because they're one-of-a-kind pieces, and error coins are often worth a lot more than their counterparts that were produced with the standard design. A small mistake during the minting process can lead to a coin that's significantly rarer than others, making it a hot commodity in the numismatic world. For example, one of the most valuable errors to look out for on the 2019 Lowell quarter is the double die variety. This happens when the die used to stamp the coin malfunctions, causing the design to appear more than once in slightly offset positions. The result is a coin with doubled features, particularly visible in the letters or numbers. If you happen to have a 2019 Lowell quarter with a double die error, you're sitting on a potential goldmine. These kinds of errors can make a coin exponentially more valuable, depending on the extent of the doubling and the coin's overall condition. In addition to minting errors, some 2019 Lowell quarters might have unique variations in their metal composition or striking quality. These differences can sometimes cause slight visual inconsistencies that catch the eye of collectors looking for something a little out of the ordinary. If you come across a quarter with unusual markings, inconsistencies in the design, or a different metal tint, it could be worth far more than the standard issue. But even if you don't have a rare minting error or a unique variation, the 2019 Lowell quarter still has a certain appeal for collectors due to its connection to the historical park and the way it fits into the larger series of America the Beautiful quarters. Coins from this series are highly sought after because they represent a snapshot of American history, culture, and landmarks. And as the years go by, the demand for these coins will likely continue to rise, making them more valuable to collectors. So now, you're probably wondering, just how much could this coin be worth? If you happen to own a 2019 Lowell quarter that's in perfect, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error like a double die variety, you could be looking at a value that far exceeds the typical quarter price. In fact, some of these rare and error coins have sold for as much as $46,000. That's right, this humble quarter could potentially be worth $46,000, depending on its rarity and condition. Imagine that. A coin that you might have passed by in your pocket change could end up being a small fortune. Of course, it's important to remember that condition is key. A quarter that's been heavily circulated will not command the same price as one that's been well preserved. So, if you happen to have a 2019 Lowell quarter, take a close look at it. Check for any minting errors, unusual features, or even just the overall condition of the coin. It could be worth far more than you think. Top 2, we've got something truly special to discuss, the 1999 Delaware quarter dollar. This coin, which was part of the 50-state quarters program, has caught the attention of collectors and numismatists due to its rarity and the potential for significant value. If you thought that quarters were just a dime a dozen, think again. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this coin could be worth. Let's start with some background on the 1999 Delaware quarter. As part of the iconic 50-state quarters program, the Delaware quarter was the first coin released in this series. The program, which started in 1999 and ran until 2008, celebrated each state in the U.S. by featuring a unique design on the back of the quarter, showcasing something significant about each state. Delaware was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1787, which is why the state's quarter features a tribute to its historical role in American independence. On the reverse side of the Delaware quarter, you'll see a depiction of Caesar Rodney, a Delaware statesman, mounted on horseback, riding to Philadelphia to cast his vote in favor of American independence. It's a powerful and meaningful image, representing the strength and courage of the nation's early leaders. The coin also includes the words, "the first state," highlighting Delaware's position as the very first to join the Union. Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but what makes this quarter so valuable? The answer lies in the rarity and specific characteristics of certain 1999 Delaware quarters. While the regular minting of this quarter was quite extensive, some versions of the coin have stood out for their unique features, particularly error coins. These are the coins that collectors are most eager to get their hands on, and they can often fetch prices that are far higher than their face value. One of the most coveted varieties of the 1999 Delaware quarter is the Delaware spitting horse error. This error occurred when a die used in the minting process left a unique flaw on the coin's reverse side, specifically around the horse's mouth. The error created the appearance of a spit coming out of the horse's mouth, hence the name spitting horse. While this might seem like a small mistake, it makes the coin extremely rare and highly desirable among collectors. This particular error is not easy to find, and when one is discovered in excellent condition, the value can skyrocket. Error coins are highly sought after because they are one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be replicated. A slight imperfection during the minting process can create a coin that is vastly more valuable than any ordinary coin that has been produced in large numbers. For collectors, finding an error coin is like discovering hidden treasure, and the rarer the error, the higher the price it can command. But even if you don't have a spitting horse variety, there are other factors that can make a 1999 Delaware quarter more valuable. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always worth more. This is because coins that have been circulated extensively tend to show signs of wear, which diminishes their appeal to collectors. A coin that looks as if it just left the mint is far more valuable than one that has been through countless transactions. So, if you happen to find a 1999 Delaware quarter that looks brand new, even without any errors, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. In addition to the spitting horse error, other variations or minor minting issues could also increase the value of the 1999 Delaware quarter. A few collectors have even noticed slight variations in the color or design of the coin, making those pieces stand out from the rest. These variations are rare, but when discovered, they can be highly prized by those who specialize in coin collecting. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the price. You've probably been wondering, how much could my 1999 Delaware quarter be worth? If you found a well-preserved example of the spitting horse error or any other rare variation, you could be holding onto a coin worth an astonishing $62,000. Yes, you heard that right, $62,000 for a single quarter. Imagine that. What seems like an ordinary coin could be worth a small fortune if it's the right one. The moral of the story is clear: always take a closer look at your change, because you never know when you might find a coin that could change your life. If you have a 1999 Delaware quarter, check it carefully for any errors, wear, or unusual features. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Top 3, we've got something incredible to talk about, a coin that could very well change your idea of what a quarter is worth. We're diving into the 1999 Connecticut quarter dollar, a coin from the 50-state quarters program that has been flying under the radar for years, but is now gaining the attention of collectors for its potential to fetch a small fortune. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be stunned at just how much this coin could be worth. Now, let's take a step back and explore the significance of the 1999 Connecticut quarter. As part of the historic 50-state quarters program, which was launched in 1999 and ran through 2008, each state in the U.S. was honored with a unique design on the back of the quarter. The 1999 Connecticut quarter was the 5th coin to be released in this series, and it's packed with historical symbolism. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the image of the charter oak, a famous symbol of Connecticut's history. The oak tree was used to hide the colony's royal charter during the 17th century to prevent it from being seized by the British. This event is a key moment in Connecticut's history, and it's no wonder that the tree became such an iconic symbol of the state's pride and independence. Surrounding the image of the tree is the phrase, the charter oak, along with the state's motto, Que transtulet sustinet, which translates to, He who transplanted still sustains. But while the design and history behind the coin are fascinating, what really makes the 1999 Connecticut quarter interesting is its rarity and potential value in the world of coin collecting. Most people would think that a quarter is worth 25 cents, and that's true for most of them. However, when it comes to certain coins like this one, there are some rare varieties and minting errors that make the value soar far beyond its face value. So, what makes the 1999 Connecticut quarter so valuable? The first thing you need to know is that error coins are a huge deal in the numismatic world. Coins that are struck with a mistake, whether it's a misalignment, doubling, or even an unusual flaw, are highly sought after by collectors. These errors are typically rare, making them more valuable than standard, unblemished coins. One of the most famous errors in the 1999 Connecticut quarter is the double die variety. This error occurs when the die used to mint the coins malfunctions, causing the design to appear more than once in slightly different positions. The result? A coin with doubled features, often seen in the letters, numbers, or even the tree itself. The double die error is one of the most desirable and valuable mistakes a coin can have, and finding a Connecticut quarter with this kind of error is a huge win for collectors. In addition to the double die error, there are also other types of errors that might occur during the minting process, such as misprints or partial strikes. These variations can add to the rarity and value of the coin. For example, some Connecticut quarters were minted with a flaw in the way the design was struck, resulting in an incomplete or off-center image of the charter oak. These types of coins can be highly prized by collectors, and their value can increase significantly depending on the severity of the flaw and the overall condition of the coin. But the rarity and errors aren't the only thing that make the 1999 Connecticut quarter valuable. The coin's overall condition plays a massive role in determining its worth. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more valuable than those that have been through heavy circulation and show signs of wear. A quarter that looks brand new, as if it just left the mint, is worth much more than a coin with scratches, dirt, or signs of use. For collectors, the better the condition, the higher the price they're willing to pay. So, what are we talking about in terms of value? If you've stumbled upon a 1999 Connecticut quarter in mint condition, or better yet, one with an error like the double die or an off-center strike, you could be holding on to something extremely valuable. Some of these rare error coins have been known to sell for a staggering $65,000. Yes, you heard that right. $65,000 for a single 25-cent coin. That's a lot more than the average person might expect for a simple quarter. Can you imagine finding a quarter in your pocket change and discovering it's worth $65,000? It may sound unbelievable, but that's the reality for some lucky collectors who have stumbled upon these rare error coins. Of course, the condition and type of error play a significant role in determining the price, but the potential is certainly there for anyone who's lucky enough to come across one of these treasures. So, if you happen to have a 1999 Connecticut quarter, or even a stash of old coins lying around, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. You never know, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Top 4, we're diving into the 2000 Maryland quarter dollar, a coin that may look simple at first glance, but has some serious value and a fascinating backstory. You may not believe it, but this quarter could be worth far more than just 25 cents. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much this coin could potentially bring in if you're lucky enough to have one. Let's set the stage. The Maryland quarter is part of the 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, celebrating the rich history of each of the United States. When the Maryland quarter was released in 2000, it became the 7th coin in the series. The design of the coin is deeply tied to Maryland's heritage. On the reverse side, you'll find a depiction of the state's famous black-eyed Susan flower, a symbol of Maryland's natural beauty and state pride. The flower is surrounded by the words Maryland and the Old Line State, referring to the state's nickname, which commemorates the Maryland Line, a regiment of soldiers who played a pivotal role in the American Revolution. At first glance, the Maryland quarter might seem like just another standard coin in the series. But if you take a closer look, you'll quickly see what makes this quarter so unique. The key to its value lies in some rare and fascinating minting errors that have been found on a handful of these coins. And as we know in the world of coin collecting, errors can make a coin incredibly valuable. One of the most notable errors that collectors are looking for is the double die variety. This error happens when a coin is struck with a die that has been misaligned or has a double imprint, which leads to certain features of the coin being duplicated. In the case of the Maryland quarter, this can be seen as doubled features in the design elements, like the inscriptions or even parts of the flower. The result is a coin with a distinctive double image, which is much rarer than the standard version. This double die error is highly sought after by collectors because it's a mistake that can't be replicated. If you happen to have a Maryland quarter with this error, you're looking at a coin that's worth significantly more than the typical Maryland quarter in circulation. It's a great example of how a small mistake during the minting process can make a coin exponentially more valuable, but that's not all. There are also other varieties of errors that have been discovered on the 2000 Maryland quarter. One of the other most common errors is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting machine, resulting in part of the design being cut off or missing. Off-center strikes can be quite dramatic, with portions of the state's design, like the flower or the text, appearing incomplete or shifted. These kinds of coins are also highly desirable among collectors, particularly when the error is noticeable and the coin is in good condition. Now, if you're sitting there wondering how much these errors can actually increase the coin's value, let's get to the exciting part. The 2000 Maryland quarter, even without a minting error, can still be worth a bit more than face value due to its place in the 50 state quarters program, which is beloved by collectors. But when you factor in the rarer varieties and errors, the price can really jump. Some of these error coins, especially those with the double die or off-center strikes, have been known to fetch prices in the thousands of dollars at auction. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to have a 2000 Maryland quarter with the right error and in pristine condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's not unheard of for these error coins to sell for as much as $54,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $54,000 for a single quarter. That's not a typo. If your coin has the right error and is in great shape, you could be looking at a payout that's far more than you ever expected. The reason these error coins are so valuable is that they are not only rare but also historical. The 50 state quarters program holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and any coin with a minting mistake adds another layer of intrigue and interest. The rarer the mistake, the more the collectors are willing to pay, making these coins true treasures for anyone lucky enough to find them. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 2000 Maryland quarter? First, give it a close inspection. Look for any doubling in the design or if parts of the image are shifted or incomplete. If you think you found something, it's worth getting it professionally graded. A coin that's in excellent condition, free from scratches and damage, will always command a higher price. And don't forget to keep it safe. Preserving a coin's condition is just as important as its rarity when it comes to value. Before we wrap up, let me remind you, always check your change. You never know when you might come across a 2000 Maryland quarter that could be worth thousands of dollars. And remember, the value can vary depending on the specific era and condition, but the potential for a huge payout is certainly there. Top 5. Get ready for an exciting deep dive into a rare and valuable coin you might just have in your collection or come across in your change, the 2007 Idaho quarter. This coin, part of the 50-state quarters program, doesn't just represent Idaho, it also holds some fascinating features that make it a hot commodity for collectors. In today's video, we'll explore what makes this particular quarter so special and why it could be worth much more than you think. Trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because the value we'll reveal will blow your mind. Let's start by talking about the 2007 Idaho quarter and its design. As part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, each state had a unique design representing something important to its history or culture. When Idaho's quarter was released in 2007, it showcased one of the state's most iconic features, the famous Salmon River, a symbol of the natural beauty and wildlife that Idaho is known for. The design features a leaping salmon, representing the strength and persistence of this incredible fish as it journeys upstream. Surrounding the fish are the words, Idaho, and famous potatoes, paying homage to the state's agricultural reputation and its status as the leading producer of potatoes in the U.S. Now, while the design is striking and meaningful, the real treasure lies in the potential rarity and value of this quarter. As with many coins from the 50-state quarters program, certain 2007 Idaho quarters have unique features, or even minting errors, that make them worth much more than their face value. If you're a coin collector, you know that even the smallest flaw or misprint can dramatically increase a coin's worth. But what exactly makes the 2007 Idaho quarter so valuable? Let's dive into it. Point 1. Of the most sought-after versions of the 2007 Idaho quarter is the double die error variety. This error occurs when the coin's die is improperly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear multiple times, with one set of images slightly offset from the other. On a 2007 Idaho quarter, this could show up as doubling on the lettering or parts of the leaping salmon design, making the coin stand out from the regular issue. The double die error is highly prized by collectors because it's unique and can't be replicated, making it a rare find. The double die variety is not the only error to look out for. Another common mistake that can increase the value of this quarter is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned with the press, causing the design to be printed off-center. In the case of the 2007 Idaho quarter, an off-center strike could result in part of the salmon being cut off or the state's name being misaligned. These kinds of mistakes are incredibly rare, and when they're found on a coin as popular as the Idaho quarter, their value skyrockets. Another variation that collectors look for is a coin with a clash die error. This occurs when two dies collide, leaving a mark or a faint design from the other die on the coin. These clash die coins can be valuable, especially when the design from the other die is visible and distinct. In the case of the 2007 Idaho quarter, you might find a faint image or partial design from another state quarter, making the coin even more unique and desirable. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As any seasoned collector knows, the condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they've never been used in everyday transactions and have no signs of wear or damage, are much more valuable than coins that have been heavily circulated. If you happen to find a 2007 Idaho quarter that looks like it just came out of the mint, you're already on the right track to a valuable find. The higher the grade and the less wear it shows, the more it can fetch at auction or from collectors, but the big question on everyone's mind is, what could this 2007 Idaho quarter be worth if you found one of these rare errors or have it in pristine condition? Well, get ready for this, the value can reach as much as $33,000. That's right, $33,000 for a single quarter. A coin that most people think is worth just 25 cents could be worth tens of thousands, depending on its rarity, error, and condition. Finding a coin like this is every collector's dream. Imagine checking your change, finding a 2007 Idaho quarter with a rare error or in flawless condition, and realizing it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's one of those stories that makes coin collecting so thrilling and full of surprises. So, what should you do if you think you found a rare 2007 Idaho quarter? First, make sure to examine it closely. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignments, or unusual strikes. Check the design carefully. Sometimes, even the smallest imperfection can make a big difference in value. If you find anything that stands out, consider having the coin professionally graded and appraised. A high-quality, well-preserved error coin is definitely worth taking to a coin expert, and remember, always handle your coins carefully to avoid damaging them. The better the condition, the higher the value. Whether you're buying coins, collecting, or just keeping an eye on your spare change, you never know when you might come across a hidden gem like this. Top 6. We're about to take a closer look at a quarter that you might have overlooked before, the 2008 Arizona State Quarter. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another piece of currency, but let me tell you, there's far more to it than meets the eye. It's part of the famous 50 state quarters program, and for collectors, this particular quarter holds some serious hidden value. Stick with me throughout this video, because by the end, you'll be amazed at how much this coin could actually be worth. Let's start by taking a look at the design of the 2008 Arizona quarter. As with all the state quarters released between 1999 and 2008, Arizona's quarter was part of a series that honored the history, culture, and natural beauty of each state. The design on this quarter reflects some of Arizona's most iconic features: the Grand Canyon, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, and a saguaro cactus, which has become a symbol of the American Southwest. You'll notice the quarter features a stunning depiction of the Grand Canyon's rocky landscapes in the background, with a lone saguaro cactus standing tall in the foreground. The words "Grand Canyon State" are written along the bottom, paying tribute to the majestic national park that draws millions of visitors every year. It's an image that perfectly captures the heart and soul of Arizona. So, what makes this particular quarter worth more than just the 25-cent face value? Well, in the world of coin collecting, certain features, whether they're unique characteristics, rare minting errors, or other anomalies, can make a coin significantly more valuable. And that's exactly what we're talking about when it comes to the 2008 Arizona quarter. The Arizona quarter is not particularly rare in terms of production. After all, millions of these coins were minted. However, the key to its value lies in the possibility of finding certain errors that make it stand out among the rest. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare, misprinted, or defected coins, and these errors can elevate the value of an otherwise common coin. One of the most exciting errors associated with the 2008 Arizona quarter is the double die variety. This error happens when the coin's die is improperly aligned or struck multiple times, leading to a slight duplication of the design on the coin. In the case of the Arizona quarter, this might appear as doubling in the inscriptions or in the Grand Canyon's features, creating an unmistakable shift in the design. Collectors go crazy for double die coins because they're relatively rare, and the unique pattern of the design makes them highly collectible. Another error that has been found on some of the 2008 Arizona quarters is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be cut off or the coin to appear skewed. For the Arizona quarter, this could result in a coin with a missing section of the Grand Canyon or the cactus, leaving a portion of the coin blank. These types of errors are rare and extremely desirable to collectors, as they're one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out from the standard versions. Yet another potential error that might be present in some 2008 Arizona quarters is the clash die error. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coin come into contact with each other, transferring a portion of the design from one die onto another. The result? You may find faint or partial images from other states' quarters appearing on the Arizona quarter. If you come across one of these, you found a truly unique piece that could add significant value to your collection. Of course, rarity isn't just about minting errors. The condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its value. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are always worth more than those that have been heavily circulated. A quarter that looks as though it just came out of the mint, with no signs of wear or damage, will always be more valuable. If you happen to find a 2008 Arizona quarter that's in perfect condition, it's already ahead of the game. So, what kind of value are we talking about when it comes to these rare and error-filled Arizona quarters? Well, for a coin that's in excellent condition and features a noticeable error, whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or clash die, you could be looking at a coin that's worth significantly more than just 25 cents. Some of these rare finds have been known to sell for as much as $33,000. Yes, that's right, $33,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Imagine that. What most people think of as a standard quarter could end up being worth a small fortune. The incredible thing about coin collecting is that you never know when you'll stumble across a rare coin like the 2008 Arizona quarter. Whether you're going through your pocket change, searching through rolls of coins, or digging through a collection, it's always worth checking to see if you've got one of these valuable treasures. If you find a 2008 Arizona quarter with an error, make sure to handle it carefully and get it professionally graded. A coin with the right error in mint condition can be a real game changer for any collector. And, who knows, you could be the lucky one to find a coin worth thousands of dollars. Top 7, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of the 2004 Texas quarter, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another state quarter, but trust me, it has so much more to offer than you might expect. This quarter is part of the famous 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, but certain versions of this coin are worth a lot more than the 25 cents printed on it. Stick with us until the end of the video, because you're going to be amazed at what this coin could be worth if you happen to find one with the right rarity or error. Let's take a quick look at the design of the 2004 Texas quarter. Texas, the Lone Star State, is known for its rich history, large landscapes, and bold, independent spirit. When it came time to design Texas's quarter, it was only fitting that the coin would feature the symbol of the Lone Star, which has been a symbol of Texas since its days as an independent republic. The design features a single star in the center, surrounded by a wreath of bluebonnets, Texas's state flower, with the words, Texas and the Lone Star State, prominently displayed. This design beautifully captures the essence of Texas, proud, powerful, and unmistakably unique. However, beyond its striking imagery, this quarter is known for something much more exciting. While most of the 2004 Texas quarters are easy to find and hold little extra value, a few rare versions have popped up that make this coin a true gem for collectors. These coins can sell for thousands of dollars depending on their condition and any minting errors they may carry. So, what exactly makes the 2004 Texas quarter so special? Let's break it down. The first thing you need to know is that when the US Mint creates coins, errors can sometimes happen during the minting process. These mistakes, whether it's a misalignment of the dies, double strikes, or other defects, can make certain coins much more valuable. The 2004 Texas quarter is no exception. Some versions of this coin were minted with noticeable errors that can greatly increase their value. One of the most sought-after errors found in the 2004 Texas quarter is the double die variety. This error happens when the coin is struck more than once, but the second strike is slightly off from the first, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or design. On the Texas quarter, this could appear as doubling on the word Texas, or the stars and wreaths surrounding the coin could show signs of duplication. This makes the coin stand out in a way that's impossible to miss. For collectors, finding a double die coin is like discovering hidden treasure, because these coins are rare, and their value can soar. Another error that has been spotted on the 2004 Texas quarters is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the minting machine, causing part of the design to be cut off, or the coin's features to shift to one side. If you happen to find a 2004 Texas quarter with a significant off-center strike, especially one where the Lone Star is partially or completely missing, you may have just found a coin that could be worth much more than its face value. Off-center strike coins are also extremely rare, and collectors will pay a premium for them because they represent an error in the production process that's hard to replicate. One more error to look out for is the clash die variety. This happens when two dies, which are used to imprint the design onto the coin, collide with each other during the minting process. As a result, the design from one die can be faintly transferred onto the other die, leaving an imprint or ghost image on the coin. For a 2004 Texas quarter, this could mean that part of the design from another coin appears in the background or on the edges of the coin. These clash die coins are unique and highly sought after by collectors, as they are considered a true oddity in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As you probably already know, the value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition. Coins that have been kept in uncirculated or near perfect condition are much more valuable than coins that have been used in everyday transactions. So, if you happen to have a 2004 Texas quarter that looks brand new, with no wear or scratches, you've already got a coin that's worth more than just 25 cents. The better the condition, the higher the value, and this is especially true for error coins. So, here's the big question: what could a 2004 Texas quarter with these rare errors or in pristine condition be worth? Are you ready for this? Depending on the rarity and condition, some of these quarters can be worth as much as $38,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $38,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, but with the right error and in perfect condition, this little 25-cent coin can be worth an absolute fortune. Coin collecting is all about finding those rare and unique pieces, and the 2004 Texas quarter is one of those coins that can make a collector's dreams come true. Whether you're hunting through rolls of coins or going through your pocket change, it's always a good idea to check for these errors. After all, you never know when you might stumble across a rare find that could be worth thousands of dollars. If you think you found a rare 2004 Texas quarter, make sure to handle it with care. Consider getting it professionally graded and appraised to determine its true value. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare coins, it might just be time to cash in on your discovery. Top 8. We're diving into a coin that might just surprise you, a coin that's not only beautiful but could also be worth a small fortune. If you've ever thought that a quarter is just a quarter, think again, because the 2015 Kisatchie National Forest quarter might have you reconsidering everything you know about pocket change. This coin is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which was launched in 2010 to honor America's national parks and forests. Each coin in the series features a unique design that represents the beauty and history of one of the U.S. national parks or monuments. The 2015 Kisatchie National Forest quarter is a tribute to the stunning Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, and let me tell you, there's a lot more to this quarter than meets the eye. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the design. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find an intricate depiction of the Louisiana pine snake, a rare and endangered species that resides in the Kisatchie National Forest. The snake is shown coiled amidst the trees, creating a natural and beautiful scene that brings attention to the environmental conservation efforts in the area. Surrounding the snake are the words, Kisatchie, Louisiana, and 2015, marking the year the coin was minted. It's a design that truly captures the essence of the forest, wild, serene, and full of life, but here's where things get really interesting. While most people see this coin as just another commemorative piece from the America the Beautiful series, there's something about this quarter that makes it particularly appealing to collectors. Yes, you guessed it, rarity and errors. These are the two main factors that can elevate a coin's value from pocket change to a high-ticket item. And believe it or not, the Kisatchie National Forest quarter has both. One of the most important factors to consider when assessing a coin's value is the presence of minting errors. While most coins are produced flawlessly, occasionally, things don't go quite as planned at the mint. When this happens, it creates a rare and valuable piece that collectors will fight over. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter is no exception, as some versions of this coin have been known to feature subtle but significant minting errors that make them extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after errors found on the Kisatchie quarter is the double die variety. This happens when a coin's die is misaligned or the design is struck multiple times, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On the Kisatchie quarter, this doubling could appear in the word Kisatchie, the date, or even on the snake itself. The double die effect is one of the most famous and desirable errors in the coin world, and if you find a quarter with this feature, you've just found a treasure. another error that has been reported is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly in the minting machine, resulting in a coin that's off-center or unevenly struck. On the Kisatchie quarter, this could mean that the image of the snake or the surrounding text might be cut off or distorted. These off-center errors are quite rare, and they add an extra layer of uniqueness to the coin, making it highly collectible, and if that wasn't enough, there's also the possibility of the clash die error. This happens when the dies that strike the coin come into contact with each other, causing part of one design to be transferred to another coin. If you happen to find a Kisatchie quarter with this type of error, it could have images or parts of other state quarters faintly appearing on the coin's surface. These clash die coins are one of the most fascinating types of errors and are extremely valuable to collectors who are always looking for the next rare find. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. This is a huge factor in determining its value. Coins that have been kept in perfect, uncirculated condition are always worth more than those that have been circulated. So if you have a Kisatchie National Forest quarter that looks as though it just came from the mint, it's already much more valuable than a standard, well-worn quarter. Coins that are in near-perfect condition can fetch significantly higher prices, especially if they have any of the errors we mentioned. So, how much can you expect to make from a 2015 Kisatchie National Forest quarter with these rare errors or in mint condition? Are you ready for this? If you happen to find one with the right error, whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or clash die, and it's in pristine condition, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $28,000, yes, that's right, $28,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin that you might find in your pocket could end up being worth so much, but that's the magic of coin collecting. One small mistake or one rare feature can turn a seemingly ordinary quarter into a highly valuable piece of history. The moral of the story is simple: always keep an eye out for those special coins. The 2015 Kisatchie National Forest quarter might not be on most people's radar, but for collectors, it's a coin that could have a significant value, especially if it has the right minting errors or is in mint condition. Top 9, we're going to explore a coin that might just be hiding in your change jar, waiting to make you a small fortune. We're talking about the 1999 New Jersey quarter, a coin from the famous 50-state quarters program that's captured the attention of collectors everywhere. This coin isn't just any ordinary quarter, it holds within it a story of history, rare minting errors, and a surprising amount of value. Let's start with the basics. The 1999 New Jersey quarter is part of the series of state quarters that were released between 1999 and 2008, each one representing a different state and commemorating its unique history and culture. New Jersey, one of the original 13 colonies, was the third state to be honored with its own quarter. The design features an image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River, a pivotal moment in the American Revolution. You can see Washington's silhouette in a boat, with the state name, New Jersey, displayed alongside the year, 1999, and the words, "Crossing the Delaware," at the bottom. This design is rich in history, showcasing one of the most iconic scenes in American history, but while the design itself is beautiful and historically significant, there's more to the 1999 New Jersey quarter than just its imagery. The coin has become a sought-after piece for collectors, particularly because of its rarity and potential minting errors. These errors are what can turn a simple quarter into a collector's dream, so let's dive into what makes this coin so special. Minting errors are a key factor in a coin's value. When a coin is produced at the mint, it goes through a rigorous process to ensure each one is perfect. However, sometimes mistakes happen during the striking process, resulting in coins with unique features that are unlike anything else. These errors can make a coin far more valuable to collectors, and the 1999 New Jersey quarter is no exception. One of the most famous errors that collectors are on the lookout for is the double die variety. This occurs when a coin is struck multiple times, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On the New Jersey quarter, you might find a noticeable doubling in the inscription, New Jersey, or even in parts of the imagery, like Washington's silhouette. This doubling effect is a result of misalignment or improper striking, and it can be particularly dramatic, making it easy to spot. The value of a double die coin can rise significantly, especially if it's in good condition, another error that can increase the coin's value is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the machine, resulting in a design that is shifted off-center. This can create a coin that has part of the design missing or distorted, which makes it a unique piece for collectors. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin could be, as these types of errors are much harder to come by. An off-center strike on the 1999 New Jersey quarter can be a very exciting find for anyone who's on the hunt for rare and unusual coins. Then there's the possibility of the clash die error. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin collide with each other during the minting process, resulting in part of one design being transferred onto another. In the case of the New Jersey quarter, you might find faint impressions of another coin's design appearing on the surface of the quarter. This could be part of another state quarter or even part of the same New Jersey design, just from a different minting die. A clash die coin is incredibly rare, and its unique features make it a highly valuable collector's item. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin, because this plays a huge role in determining its value. The better the condition, the more money a coin can fetch on the market. Coins that have been kept in uncirculated or near-perfect condition are always worth more than those that have been in circulation for years. So, if you happen to come across a 1999 New Jersey quarter that looks brand new, without any scratches, wear, or discoloration, then you've got yourself a potential treasure. And if it also has one of those rare minting errors we just discussed, then you're sitting on a true goldmine. So, how much is this quarter really worth? If you find a 1999 New Jersey quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition with one of those rare minting errors, you're looking at a coin that could be worth an incredible $58,000. Yes, that's right, $58,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, but in the world of coin collecting, rarities like this are highly coveted, and the prices can be astronomical. The rarity of the 1999 New Jersey quarter, especially with minting errors, combined with its historical significance, makes it a coin that any collector should pay close attention to. Whether you're scouring through rolls of quarters, searching through old jars of change, or checking your pocket change, always keep an eye out for this quarter. You never know when you might come across one of these rare pieces with an error that could send its value skyrocketing. If you think you might have one of these rare 1999 New Jersey quarters, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded and appraised to confirm its value. Who knows? Your next coin might be worth a lot more than you ever expected. Top 10 and last rare coin. We're diving into a coin that's not only rich in history but might just be worth a small fortune. If you're someone who loves to collect rare coins or just enjoys learning about the fascinating world of currency, then you're in for a treat. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 2002 Louisiana quarter, and trust me, this coin has a lot more going for it than you might think. Released as part of the 50-state quarters program, the 2002 Louisiana quarter commemorates one of the most historically significant states in the U.S. known for its vibrant culture, rich history, and incredible music scene. Louisiana holds a special place in the heart of many Americans. But did you know that this coin also holds a special place in the world of coin collectors? The design of the 2002 Louisiana quarter features a beautiful depiction of a large, majestic pelican in flight, which is the state bird of Louisiana. The pelican, with its wings spread wide, is soaring over the Mississippi River, a fitting symbol of Louisiana's strong ties to its waterways and the natural beauty that the state is known for. Above the pelican, you'll see the words Louisiana and 2002, marking the state and the year the coin was issued. This simple yet stunning design truly captures the essence of the state, making it a collector's favorite. Now, let's talk about why this coin is particularly interesting to collectors and why it has a value that might surprise you. While the 2002 Louisiana quarter is part of a larger series, there's something unique about this coin that makes it stand out from the rest. Like many coins from the 50-state quarters program, the Louisiana quarter was produced in large quantities, but that doesn't mean they are all equal in value. The key factor here is rarity, and when it comes to this coin, there are certain features that can significantly increase its value. Minting errors are the big-ticket items that coin collectors are always on the lookout for. Mistakes made during the minting process can transform an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after treasure. The 2002 Louisiana quarter is no exception to this rule. Over the years, several different types of errors have been discovered on this quarter, making it even more desirable to those who know what to look for. One of the most common and valuable errors you'll find on this coin is the double die variety. What is a double die, you ask? It occurs when the coin is struck twice, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. If you closely inspect the Louisiana text or the date 2002 on your quarter and notice a slight doubling or shift in the lettering, you may have stumbled upon one of these rare error coins. Double die coins are some of the most coveted in the coin collecting world, and they can drastically increase the value of your coin. Another error to watch out for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting machine, resulting in a design that's shifted off-center. This error can lead to some pretty interesting and unique coins where parts of the design are missing or distorted. In the case of the Louisiana quarter, this could mean that part of the pelican, the river, or even the state name might be cut off. Off-center strikes are relatively rare, and the more extreme the error, the more valuable the coin can become. If that wasn't enough to get you excited, there's also the possibility of a clash die error. A clash die happens when the dies used to strike the coins collide with each other during the minting process. This can create an unusual effect where part of one die's design appears faintly on another coin. For a Louisiana quarter, this could mean part of the design from another coin or state quarter shows up on your Louisiana coin, making it even more unique and valuable. Now, let's talk about the coin's condition. This is one of the most crucial aspects that can make or break a coin's value. A coin that has been kept in perfect, uncirculated condition is always going to be worth more than one that has been heavily used. The more pristine the condition of the coin, the higher the value it can fetch. So, if you happen to find a 2002 Louisiana quarter that looks as if it just came fresh from the mint, without scratches, discoloration, or wear, you're already looking at a valuable piece. Combine that with one of the errors we discussed, and you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, how much can you expect to get for a 2002 Louisiana quarter that has one of these errors or is in mint condition? Here's where it gets exciting. A 2002 Louisiana quarter with the right error and in perfect condition could be worth an impressive $48,000. Yes, you heard that right, $48,000 for a single quarter. It's amazing to think that something as simple as a quarter, which you might find in your pocket, could end up being worth so much. The rarity, historical significance, and potential errors of the 2002 Louisiana quarter make it an incredibly desirable coin for collectors. Whether you're just starting out or you've been collecting for years, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes peeled for these types of coins. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare find that could be worth thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with all the latest in rare coin discoveries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss out on any future videos. As always, happy collecting, and remember, you never know when the next valuable coin might be hiding right in front of you.